Abortion is wrong, for instance. It's wrong to kill a preborn child in the womb. However, we don't understand, not only does it hurt that baby, that mother, the family's legacy, it hurts the nation.
The recognition of that concept was very important because today so many people say, well, if a woman has an abortion, that's between her and God.
Yeah.
That's just her. No.
Or her and her husband.
Yeah, and therefore you have no
partner.
right to put a restriction or a restraint on someone from doing that.
Yeah, because she owns her body.
Totally unbiblical understanding of earth, because in Earth 101 you would understand that any behavior that will bring a curse on the earth, bring a curse on the land, and will impact me, I have a right, a biblical right, to cause a constraint on that behavior. In other words, people would say, well, you cannot legislate morality, and they consider that a personal moral issue. No, 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 no. Biblically, if you take an action that is going to bring a curse on the land, I have a right, a biblical right, to restrain you from doing that.
Yeah, and we see in Leviticus 18 passage that it was talking about all kinds of sexual immorality. And a lot of times people say, well, there's private things I can do and there's public things I can do. What's it matter if people commit adultery in private? What's it matter if they have, these different things in private? Well, according to the Bible, there is no public and private.
That's true. That's an important point.
Yeah, it really is, because all of it defiles the land.
Right, and so that was the criteria. See, a biblical criteria is, does this behavior defile the land?
Right.
Not, well, did you do it privately? Were you consenting adults? That's not biblical criteria. The biblical criteria is this act something that is an abomination to God or a sin, and that in very itself causes a defilement to come on the land?
God doesn't say things are sins so we can't have pleasure, whatever. The whole thing is He's the creator. So He created your physical body to have a monogamous relationship between a man and a woman. You try to do it another way, you try to have sex outside of marriage or anything, what happens? It begins to break down the physical body. Just like if you put the wrong elements into your car or, into something that is created to be made a certain way. It needs certain kinds of fuel. It needs certain kinds of things. Well, it is the same spiritually. And we totally don't get this. I mean, it isn't taught very much from pulpits. But what is happening, Mike, is...
Stop that talking! Stop that talking!
This has been an Obnoxious Cat production. I love that cat.